Starting in supported fish pose, making sure that block is underneath the breastbone, lifting up the heart. You should feel shoulder blades on the block, and the second block is supporting the base of the skull. Arms at your side, feel your shoulders melt off the sides of the block. These heavy arms are even pulling chest muscles open lightly. Your knees can remain bent, or you can extend your legs. Beautiful passive chest opener to begin this class on the heart chakras. The Sanskrit word for heart chakra is anahata. It means unattackable, unstruck. And the meaning behind that is that no matter what happens, no matter what you do, no matter what is done to you, nothing can diminish the treasure, your essence, what is at your heart, your true nature. No one can take away from it, no one can diminish it. It is unattackable. So beautiful, beautiful concept, a beautiful word for the heart chakra. Heart chakra is associated with the element of air. And air is about spaciousness. So we want space in the lungs, space in the rib cage. We want these muscles pliable and able to expand and contract in the front chest and in the back chest. Just enjoy your breath here. Just respond to this invitation to gently open the front chest. Allow your weight to be held. And we'll do one more breath here. Really encouraging, beautiful flow of breath. As you finish your exhale, if your knees are not already bent, take a moment to bend them. And then engage your core, lightly protect your neck, perhaps elbows touch the earth to help you. Roll to one side and press up to seated. Then you can reestablish your blankets to help support a seated pose, to help support an upright spine. Take your time. Transitions take time. Once you get into the place that you like, rock side to side on sit bones. And then as you settle, turn those inner thighs back and apart. Remember your choices. If your knees don't want that deep bend, you could come into the loose diamond, or legs straight forward, or even sit in a chair while we warm up. All right, and then find your stillness. And let's just take a moment to acknowledge and notice how that felt, how that restorative pose felt at the beginning of practice to open up the front of the body. So drawing your attention inward, I'm inviting interoceptive awareness, which is what is happening within. An example of what is happening within is this awareness of your heartbeat. So really sensing and noticing into the chest area. And then let's carry on. Let's carry on in center throughout the rest of the body. Notice where your weight is held and the touch points to the blankets or to the earth. Let your foundation, your base, be broad and level. Thinking of the base of your spine, we call to mind the chakras we've already covered. The root chakra is at the bottom of the spine. Think tailbone or think pelvic floor. The Sanskrit word is Muladhara. The translation is root chakra. Solid, steady, send roots down into the earth. Moving up, we come into the pelvis and the hips, And the second chakra is the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana in Sanskrit. It is associated with the water element and your movability, fluidity, suppleness. Moving up into your navel chakra, the third chakra is about your muscular core. It's also about your personal power. It's associated with the fire element, where you hold your digestive fire, which allows for transformation. You think about what digestion does. It takes out the best nutrients of your food and releases the rest. All three of these lower chakras are like a pedestal to hold the chalice of the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, what we're focusing on today. The heart chakra is, as we mentioned earlier, anahata, unstruck. This idea of this beauty of your true nature, your pure essence. No one can touch it, no one can diminish it, nothing can diminish it. And it is thought to be, the arms are thought to be an extension of the heart chakra, as are the hands. Heart chakra, like you might think, is about compassion and love, and the hands are often a channel of how you share your love, as are your arms. Think of a beautiful, expanding, generous, abundant heart center. And now I invite you to narrow your focus to the breath. Just noticing it. Noticing the ebb and the flow. Our breath practice, our pranayama today, is a visualization. I invite you to interlace your fingers and place the hands around the heart center. You'll notice this flow of energy goes two ways. You have energy points in your hands, so feel and receive the healing energy from your hands into the chest, into the heart chakra. And as you inhale, you fill your hands with heart energy. And then just go back and forth between that, the giving and the receiving. Breath is the medium. Breath is considered the bridge between mind and body. One more breath cycle with this focus. And releasing. When you finish that exhale, let those hands go. Perhaps you join them in Anjali Mudra. And take a moment and set an intention for your practice. And I share this quote. The most valuable possession you can own is an open heart. The most powerful instrument you can be is an instrument of peace. I repeat that. The most valuable possession you can own is an open heart. And the most powerful instrument you can be is an instrument of peace. Let's join our energy and begin the practice with a single chant of Om. Exhale, inhale. Release your hands to your thighs. Lightly blink your eyes open. Untuck those, uncross those legs if you just need to change, and paddle feet. Maybe take the feet windshield wiper. And then come back to whatever position helps support you to have an upright spine. If it is crisscross legs, you might put the second favorite leg forward just to mix up your patterns. All right, let's begin with light goddess arms. Just light, just check in. See how it feels to bring the forearms together. We're not breathing with this move. I just want you to check in and notice before we do the fascial warm-up with the feet. Just notice shoulders, front chest contracts, back shoulders expand, and then you can let it go. Set those arms down and check in with your neck with a light turn one way and a light turn the other way. You're just noticing. How is it? How how is my neck, how are my shoulders at the beginning of the practice. And release and let go. And then let's do a foot massage. If you have the ball, feel free to use the ball. If you have a tennis ball or it's really your preference. You're getting the fascial network warmed up if you roll the ball. If you don't have the ball, then you do it the old-fashioned way and you bring right ankle to left knee and you use your own hands, which means you're getting the fascial network of the hands and arms warmed up as you do the feet. So benefits for both, your choice, yogi's choice. You're massaging, squeezing with the ball, you're pressing and rolling. And when we do the toes, if you're using your hands and we're twisting and pulling each toe with the ball, you're just trying to press down and spread your toes out and roll side to side. Similar things are happening. You're making space between the toes. All right, and now let's just give it a clap. If you wanted to clap your foot using the ball, I can't resist the clap and the drum roll. And give it a shake. And then as you reach whatever you can, back of the thigh, shin, ankle, whatever you can reach, a little bit of synovial fluid for the hips. Set that leg long and check and notice. Just notice differences. And then left ankle to right knee or roll the ball. Find what works for you. Give it a massage, a squeeze. You're pressing down. You get to choose how much pressure. Think you're just bringing blood flow and you're getting this connective tissue hydrated. Once you've done the massage of the foot, you can twist and pull each toe or spread your toes out on the ball, depending upon the size of your ball. It's easier with these little miniature rubs balls than a tennis ball. All right, that's good. Add a little clap. You can release the ball and give your foot a clap if you like that. Drum roll. Maybe a shake, and then grab something to encourage. Cramp, Nelson? Go opposite. Go horizontal to the muscle. Yeah, those are awful. Do you want me to help? Okay. All right. Let's see. Now, bring your sitting position back to where you began. Just take your time and let that pass. Tap the chest. If you have the ball, you might roll the ball. But again, tapping is getting blood flow to it, whether it's fingertips or the whole palm or the rolling. Because we're working with shoulders, I like this diagonal rolling from the center of the chest up to the shoulder. But likewise, you are just tapping. If you don't have the ball, you tap across, like Tarzan. You might use the opposite hand. You can set the ball down, and everybody can join me in tapping the shoulder joint. And then tap down one arm, down the top of the arm. Flip the palm up and tap up. This is a light tapping, but it makes noise. Tap across and do the other side. Tap around the shoulder joint and then tap down the top of the arm. Flip the palm. Tap up. You're bringing blood to the surface. And eventually you let go. And now we'll compare. We'll compare. Bring these arms up to goddess arms. Can you hear me, Marty? Oh, you're muted, so I can't hear you. If you're having trouble, you could log out and log back in. Goddess arms, and then just repeat that movement we did at the beginning of class. Did we get rid of any stickiness in the fascia? Just check and see. Notice, you may or may not notice. Draw our forearms together and lightly take them back. I'm not asking you to breathe with this movement, just checking in. And set those arms down. And now let's everybody draw, inhale, draw shoulders up to ears and say, ah. This is a ha exhale. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Last one. Nice. All right, a kayak, one shoulder at a time. Literally like you're holding a stick of a kayak, pull the elbow out wide, and try to feel into one shoulder blade, then the other shoulder blade. Feel into one shoulder joint, and then the other shoulder joint. Just kind of noticing, isolating the sensations and the muscles that surround that movement. And then point your elbows forward, fingertips touch your shoulders, and begin to do some circles. Light circles. I want to invite you to lift up your heart with this. So lift up through the breastbone, which means pulling down through shoulder blades. Just see where you get to. All right. One more circle and release and let go. Let's work with the head and neck. Turn your chin to look over the right shoulder and hold. Take it back, look it back as far as you can towards the right. And then release. Such a simple pose. Turn to the left and take the chin as far back. Take the eyes to the corner of the left, of the eyeball to the left corner of the eye. And release. Nice. Take a breath in. Exhale, chin to chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. And now sweep your chin to look down across the right shoulder, okay? So we're looking diagonally down past the right shoulder. You might send the right fingertips off to the side to point. Just a point away to kind of balance yourself. And now I want you to draw this chin diagonally up to the left. Look up diagonally up. Then go draw diagonally down, back to look down to the right shoulder. And that's it. Let go. Slowly bring your head upright. Bring the left hand to the left knee and shake those shoulders. Shake it out a little. We're trying to get into these there's so many tiny muscles of the head and neck, and I'm trying to take your head and shoulders in different positions to tune into them. Chin to chest. Sweep your chin to look past your left shoulder. So you're looking down and past the left shoulder. And now we trace diagonally up with our chin and our gaze up to the right. Trace diagonally down to look past the left shoulder again. Perhaps we send the right fingertips down towards the earth for a little balance. And let's go one more time. Diagonally up to the right. And diagonally down to the left. And release. Lift your head back upright and invite a little ease of movement. A little wiggliness in your spine, bobble, head and neck. All right, let's take sun breaths. They're a little bit different. I'm going to invite you to bring hands right close to your body, palms facing you on your exhale. So find your seated pose, be broad through the base, activate your core, tall spine. Inhale, arms out. This is a sun breath. You're gathering sun with the palms. And as you exhale, palms face you, elbows bend, come close to your body like you're bathing yourself in light. Inhale, draw in, exhale, bring it home. Let this warm you up, a light warm up. Inhale, pull shoulder blades together, lift out wide and up high. Exhale, come back down through your center and release. And now inhale, arms up overhead, and let the hands touch as you press left hand down, right arm into the center. This is connecting into the heart chakra. Retrace back up and switch sides. Just trace down the left arm with the right hand and then retrace back up. You can bend elbows if that's better for you. Just extend and repeat. You are tracing along the lines of the lung meridian, the pericardium meridian, and you can let go, and the heart, lung, and pericardium. So go ahead and take a breath and release that. Shake it out. And let's do some side bends. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead. If your arms don't like to be that high, bring fingertips to shoulders, but we're lowering over to the right. Side bend to the right. Keep connected through hips and through ankles. And maybe you turn to look up. Check in, see how that feels with your neck, and then use your core and come back up. Exhale, we'll repeat this, so don't have to go terribly deep the first time. Sense into this lengthening of the muscle from right hip to right shoulder. Your joints can be soft, but keep your neck engaged. If your top shoulder fell forward, draw it back up, open up, and maybe look up. And now use your muscles and lift up, and let's repeat. Exhale, side bend to the right. This time you might straighten your arms. See how that feels. Press heel of the palm into the ground, press straight arm. Use muscles and inhale, lift up. Exhale. Lower, straighten your arms if you feel like trying something different. And inhale, rise up. Let your hands touch and notice as you bring your hands in Anjali Mudra down here through your spinal column, you're moving through your chakras, your energy center, and balancing them. Take a breath in and out. Nice. All right, let's flip the right palm up for a different type of twist. Stay steady in your earth element in your pelvis. Feel the hips connect to the earth, but allow the twist in the spine from waist up. Inhale, right hand goes out wide, eyes follow right fingertips. And take it back as far as you're able. Sense and feel how much movability you have in your waist and in your spine. Perhaps the left hand touches the right knee. But that's not where the work is happening. The work is happening in these abdominal muscles in your core. Release. Slowly bring your hand back and your gaze back. Face forward, and we'll repeat. Inhale. Right hand goes out wide. Our eyes follow. Feel the work being done by strong muscular core pull, left ribs to right hip. Perhaps you add the right hand to left hand to right knee. And then you can release. Come on back. And when you face forward, let go. Check in, notice. Check in and notice different sides of the body, different feelings in the neck, and let's round you out. Left palm faces up. Eyes follow left fingertips. Let your movement follow your breath. So the hand arrives at its biggest extension back at the top of your inhale. And you might pause there and just notice. If you're inclined, you could put right hand to left knee. But really feel the work is the muscles of the core. And then release. Slowly release. Eyes stay connected to fingertips, and we do it one more time. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marty. I can see that you're not connected into this. Is Sandy gone? Because I would log. Pardon?
He's gone.
Okay. Have you tried to log out and log in?
I'll do that.
Okay. Hold in your pose. Maybe the right hand touches left knee. And then you eventually unwind, untwist, and let go. And wiggle your shoulders and bobble your head and neck. Oh, he just logged out. Okay, we'll see if we can get him back. All right, heart chakra, angel wings. I think we did this last week. I'm not sure if I did it with you, Nelson, but this is a lovely nurturing pose for the heart chakra. And it moves your spine left and right, forward and backward, opens and contracts. So follow along with this and lean. Wherever your arm goes, you're leaning with it, all right? Hands start at the heart. Nice tall spine. Think angel wings. On an inhale, release your right hand down. Lean over as you take the arm wide to the right. Keep inhaling up overhead. Take the arm over to the left. And when you get to heart height, pull it back to your center and bring your spine upright. Upside, inhale, left fingertips lower. Lean left as you reach left. Keep inhaling up overhead. Begin the exhale as you tilt over to the right. When you get to shoulder height, draw it back to heart center and bring the spine upright. On an inhale, round the spine. Send those angel wings forward and open them up. This is all one big inhale as you pull shoulder blades together and send arms behind you. Then exhale, cross one arm over the top, give yourself a hug and bow your chin. Remember which arm is on top because I'll ask you to switch them. Inhale, open those angel wings, unfurl them, open up, expansion in the chest. And as you exhale, put the other arm on top. Give yourself a hug, bow your chin to your chest. And release. You can release by opening the wings and letting those float down. Nice. All right, let's come to table pose. You might put the blanket underneath your knee, or both knees. You have two of them.
I'm gonna get the chair.
Oh, right. We only have two poses here, and then we're going on to our belly.
Okay.
When you get to table pose, on two hands and two knees, have a little free form movement. Take your body left and right. But it doesn't have to just be the hip sway. You could come into a gentle cobra, or even lower your hips and stretch. Just find what feels good. Your body will tell you what it needs. I was gardening yesterday, so my low back is sore. And then eventually we'll meet on the rails in alignment, hands under shoulders. They begin that way, but you could inch them slightly forward as you spread the hands out and distribute weight into finger mounds and fingertips. Knees traditionally are under the hips, toes are tucked, but you can keep the tops of your feet flat if your toes don't like that. Let's move through cat-cow. Inhale, lift the back hips, lower the belly, and push the heart through the gateway of the shoulders. This is a chest expansion pose. Exhale, reverse this, point the tailbone down, spread the shoulder blades apart, pull chin to chest, cat back. And now flow between the two at your own timing, following your breath, and just notice, can you feel you're lifting your heart up in your cow back? You do as many as you like. This is really, you tailor this practice. Cat-cow is a beautiful pose that delivers circulation of blood up and down the spinal column, which is absolutely essential before we start to demand very much. All right, eventually we let go of that, and we're going to flow. We're going to flow, and you have a choice. I'm going to show you the flow, and then we'll do it together. You first inhale into cow, and that cow, I'm going to invite you to bend your elbows and really contract into the center to push your heart forward. And then from cow, just set your hips back down towards your heels, and that rounds your spine for a version of cat back. You can tap the head. Then you inhale to table, and either exhale to puppy pose. Your hips stay over your knees, but your hands go forward and you lengthen your spine. Or you exhale, lift your hips up for downward facing dog. You choose. All right, now let's flow together. When you're ready, you decide whether toes are tucked or untucked. Go pull into your cow. I like to pull elbows towards hips. Inhale, lift the heart, lower the belly, lift the back hips. Exhale, lower hips to heels, and feel your low back round. For a version of cat back, tap the head. Inhale, back to table, and you choose. We're going to do it 2 or 3 times, so you might start with puppy. It's your choice. It's either puppy pose or down dog, and stay here for a moment, and then release back to table. And if you're in down dog, release to table, and we'll go through the flow again. The inhale is a cow back. Lift your heart as you're able. Exhale, lower from cow back to child, or a modification of child to feel how that's cat. Then inhale to table, and exhale puppy pose, or lift your hips for downward facing dog. Remember, we're just warming up, so keep your knees bent. Let the downward dog pose be a warm up. And then everybody lowers down to table or comes into table. And now remove your blanket because we're coming on to our bellies. You guessed it, cobra. Cobra and locust pose are chest openers, chest expanders. They're very good for building your postural muscles. They're challenging. Come on the forearms, lower down to your belly, and just arrive there. Spread out here. Lower your weight, stack your hands, uncurl the tops of your feet, rest your forehead on your stacked hands, and maybe rock your hips. Just notice your body in this position. How often do we lay on the floor on our bellies? Only in yoga. Unless we're 8. Okay, lift your head And place your hands to frame your heart, to frame the heart chakra area. You can extend each leg back and press down through the tops of the feet. And now, yes, all of this matters. Your foundation matters. Your back muscles are doing the work, but I want you to focus on lifting your heart. So when you're ready, establish your foundation through feet and legs. And as you lift your upper body, can you just think about lifting your heart? That does not mean your neck. Just try to pull your shoulder blades together down your back and just keep lifting that heart up. It's hard. Exhale, lower. And could you just rest on your forehead, but keep your hands in the same place because we'll repeat. We'll repeat. I just want you to have a breath in and a breath out. And then we'll go again. Lift your head off the ground, press down through feet, firm up your thighs. Inhale, lift your upper body. You help lift your heart by pulling shoulder blades together and down. And let go. Let go, let go, let go. You can rest, unhook your arms. You can rest on one cheek or you can stack hands and rock your hips. We'll do one more version. Twice as good, 3 times better. The third one is a rapid cobra. And let the arms be the extension of the heart chakra. As you place those fingertips out wide, spider tip fingers is like you're holding a tennis ball in your hands. Be strong in your legs, press down through the feet. Elbows point up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift your upper body. And just notice you're distributing the weight. Is this one a little bit better? Which one do you like? You're distributing the weight of the upper body across chest and arms and back. And let go. Let go, let go, let go, and you decide how you rest. Is it arms at your side? Is it hands stacked? But take a beautiful breath in and out. And then we'll be getting ready to set up for locust pose. So, you'll lift your head. If arms are already at your side, that's where they're meant to be, hands framing hips. Remember, we could just do one. We could only lift the upper body, or we could only lift the lower legs. Full locust is lifting both. You choose what is right for you today. Your point of connection is your hips. So when you're ready, lift your upper body, point your fingertips back towards your feet, and you might add in the legs. Legs and arms are long, we're not bending. You're breathing and you're trying to lift up away from the earth, and this is hard work. Locust pose. Think about pulling shoulder blades together and lifting your heart up. Let go. Let go and rest. Ooh. Let your body be heavy. Let the earth support you, and as you breathe in and out, really feel you're pulling into deep belly breathing with your belly expanding against the mat. All right. You're invited to do one more. If one more is not right, then you just rest. Hip points, pubic bone are the point of connection, your foundation. As you lift upper body and lift lower legs, you're doing to whatever lift is right for you. Building strength, pulling shoulder blades together. Keep breathing. One more breath cycle. And let go. Let go and rest. Whew, you can change your arms. Your arms, you might be on the side cheek or you might have stacked hands. But take your break. Take a breather. Rest. All right, and then we will lift our heads and begin to transition. Hands frame the heart, and you press up to table. And we're going to come up to standing. So you might walk hands to knees and press your feet into the mat and come into a forward fold and lift up. Or you might like to rise up through downward facing dog. If you choose down dog, give your body a moment to warm up there. Maybe bend knees, maybe pedal feet. Take time for transitions. Eventually, walk hands to feet or feet to hands. You rise up now through a forward fold. Use the muscles, feet, legs, torso, and rise up. Hands can lift up. And notice how you're moving through your chakras, your energy centers along the spinal column. Take a breath in and release. And shake it out. Let's do our water element, our easy fluid pose, starting with soft ankles. Go left and right, knees, hips. Keep moving up the body. Sometimes when we ask everything to be soft and supple, something else stiffens up. We're trying to encourage everything. Ribs, shoulders, neck. Go lateral, left and right. And then eventually we begin to rotate. Take your whole body with you. Hips, heart, and gaze. And lightly tap. These arms are empty coat sleeves. That's what the pose is called. Lightly tap front and back hip. Think water element. Think everything is supple. The joints are soft. And everything's flowing. Breath, blood, energy, synovial fluid. It works. And slow it down. Good, slow it down. And now walk your feet back together and find your mountain pose. And a little marching. And then let's get that strap nearby. One way to open up the chest is to first feel into shoulder blades. Those shoulder blades have movability, more than we think, and then to take hands behind, and the strap might help us, or hands might interlace. But first, let's find mountain pose. Feet connect to the earth, legs are strong, hips are level, pelvis is level. Inhale, lift up, and take your arms to a Y. And now I want you to just pull shoulder blades together, and then extend them out. How much room do you feel and sense? Shoulder blades. So you might sense and feel it as the arms moving out of the shoulders joint, but it's really shoulder blades out in. We might feel it better if we point arms forward and extended around the shoulders, and then plug arms in. Feel shoulder blades pull together. How much space do you sense? Is it a centimeter? Is it a millimeter? Is it an inch? All right, and then let go. Let go, shake it out, and check in with your head and neck. All right, and now we'll lift up and meet hands behind back, or you meet the strap. And the strap, you're invited to just take it as wide as is right for you and pull it opposite directions and lift it away from the body. All right, so let's do it from the side. Find mountain pose, feet connect to the earth, strong, steady, upright spine. Inhale, arms out and up. Lengthen, look up, Urdhva. Keep the strength in your legs as you turn the palms away and spread hands out wide, inviting them to meet behind your back and either interlace and pull or find the strap. And pull the strap apart as you lift the strap away. Push the heart forward. Perhaps you lift the chin, but you could keep chin to chest. Just feel into this big heart opener. This is like camel pose, but we're standing. You choose what works for your neck. I tend to pull the chin to the chest and then release. Release and bring your spine up vertical and just sense into that. Okay, shoulders forward and backward like cat-cow in your shoulders. All right, let's do side bends and a forward fold before we move into our warrior one, which will use that kind of shoulder opening. So, mountain pose. Feel this. Set it up. You know this pose. Shift your weight forward to the balls of your feet and to the heels. And then think you are steady and strong as a mountain. You feel your density, you feel your weight. It is to your advantage, so celebrate it. Breathing in, I am as strong as a mountain. Breathing out, nothing can move me. Inhale, arms out and up. Look up, Urdhva. Then turn your gaze parallel to the ground. Soften shoulders. Lower the right arm on an exhale, side bend to the right. Press down through feet, feel steady in your hips to allow this opening from left hip to shoulder to fingertips. Inhale up. You can do this all day. Left hand lowers, exhale left. Feel this. Your body's getting more elastic as we warm up through the practice. Breathe here, perhaps you look up. Feel connected through your feet and inhale, arms rise, hands touch. Exhale to your heart, aligning your chakras. Let's address the lower chakras by pointing fingertips down, drawing hands across the lower abdomen. Take a breath in. And exhale, release. And now let's forward fold. We'll do 3 forward folds. It's often called pranams. Only go as far as you want. Bend the knees if your hamstrings are tight. If you like to have something to touch, you're most welcome to have a block in front of you, or it could be your knees. Or who knows, you might like to go down to calves or ankles. It's your choice. You'll feel as we repeat that your body warms up and you might go a little deeper. It's not, forward folds are pretty much about everything. Your strong legs, your open hips, your active core, and your back muscles. Keep the spine engaged and long and like a rectangle. 2 shoulders, 2 hips. Take a breath out wide. Arms lift. Look up. Turn your palms away. Hinge at the hip crease. Bow forward. Knowing we're going to do 3, just check in and see where you get to on the first one. Backs of the legs usually tell us. Now press down through feet, firm up your legs, and lift your core lift your torso using your core. Rise up. Everybody might be different. Exhale when you're ready. Bow. Think beautiful rectangle of the spine and just see where you get to. Perhaps you pause at the bottom of your exhale. Really sense into the core here as it lifts your whole upper body, leveraging strong legs. Inhale up. Last one. Exhale, arms wide, swan dive out, hinge at the hip crease. Blossom the bottom is what my teacher says. You spread the sit bones apart. You can have a bend in the knees if your hamstrings tell you to, but see if you can point the crown of the head down. And just feel into this. And now let's use the muscles to help us rise. Feet, legs, hips, core, back. A lot is happening there to help you lift yourself back up. Hands touch. Come right down through this beautiful column. And exhale. Lovely. Now we'll flow. We'll flow Warrior 1 to Parsvattanasana, and we'll include a shoulder opener, a heart expander for the heart chakra. If your hands meet behind your back and interlace and pull away, then you won't need this strap over your shoulder. If you do want to have it, then make sure it's long enough for you to reach it and hold. Stand at the top of your mat, and I like to have the tallest blocks handy. You may or may not get there, or you may go beyond them. That's your choice when we fold forward in Parsvattanasana. So find your mountain pose, find steadiness, find upright spine and open heart. Take a breath in. And exhale, step your left foot back a comfortable distance. Remember, Warrior 1 is doable. It's not an overextension. You're not, you should feel steady. So that means feet, hips width distance apart, both feet solidly connected to the earth, compared to, say, this big straight leg lunge or this big warrior. So choose your position that you feel stable. Begin with straight legs, hips point forward. Pull the belly in and make it firm so we don't compress the low back. Inhale. As both arms rise, you add a bend to the front knee and feel your hips lower. Press down through the back heel, straighten this back leg. This is the power. Lift your heart up. Perhaps you take arms out to a Y to encourage an open heart. And then on an exhale, you begin to float those hands back down as you straighten the front leg. And your hands either interlace behind the back or pull the strap apart. And inhale, push the heart forward as you pull the arms back. Your gaze might lift up, or you might keep chin level to the ground. Legs are straight. Excuse me. And feel this heart opener. And then release the arms to the low back. Pull chin to chest. Hinge at the hip crease with long legs. And just feel into this. You're challenging the length of the front leg. Now hands might lower and touch blocks under shoulders, or hands might touch the knee. And you breathe and you sense and feel into this level hips, broad shoulders, and your neck is in alignment with your spine. You're not dipping your head down. To rise, we bend the front knee. Press down through the front knee and rise up into warrior one with both hands lifting. Maybe take the hands out to a Y to open up. And we flow again. Exhale. Hands lower, front leg straightens. The hands meet behind your back to interlace or grab the strap. Pull the strap across. Push your heart forward. Think of this like a camel pose. And then you can release that big heart opening as you bring chin to chest and bow forward into the hips. And you're challenging that front leg. Your hands might now release and touch the block, or your knees, or your thigh, whatever you get to, or the floor. To flow, we bend the knee. We rise up with two arms. Find your warrior one. Maybe take the arms to a Y position, really active core and strong back leg. And we release by bringing hands together and pressing back foot to join the front foot and lowering. Just pause a moment. Pause a moment and see how you feel in your chest and in your throat. And yes, and in the hips and the back leg. Warrior one is getting the lunges for the legs. And let's do the other side. I'm changing positions just so I don't close my body off too, but you stay just as you are. Placing the strap where you can reach it and making sure there's enough leeway for you. Standard mountain pose. Take your breath in after you find your nice long spine. And exhale. Step your right foot back. Feel steady. Experiment with this. If that was easy and you're like, then step farther back. When you step farther back, your hips will have to work harder to do these poses. If it was not right, then pull closer to feel steadier, more stable. All right, establish your feet and pull in, firm up your core to support this low back. Inhale, bend the front knee, lift both hands up. We're flowing with the breath. This is your inhale. You might pause at the top of the inhale to take your arms to a Y, power up the back leg, firm up your core. Warrior one. Then exhale, arms lower, front leg straightens. Hands eventually meet behind the back to interlace and pull away, or you pull the strap away. Legs are straight. You inhale, push your heart forward, pull your shoulders back, pull shoulder blades together. Your chin might lift if that feels good for your neck, or your chin might be parallel to the ground. Eventually, you can let those arms release back to the body, bow your chin to your chest, and hinge at the hip crease to bow forward with long legs. You can release hands to tap the blocks, or touch wherever you get to. Where does your front leg allow you to? You don't have to keep that front leg poker straight. Add a little bend if that's what's needed. Keep active in your core. Add a bend to the front knee, and let's rise. Press down through the front foot. Inhale, lift. You might take arms to a Y, or even more like a chalice. Whatever works for you, but keep strong in the back leg and active in the core. Exhale, arms will float down. Meet behind your back as you straighten your leg. Inhale, push the sternum forward. Pull the strap apart, pull the strap away from the body, pull arms back. Sense and feel into this. This is a big inhale. And then release that effort, pull chin to chest, hinge at the hip crease, exhale, you bow. And you might release those hands to touch the blocks, your knees, the floor, whatever you get to. Try to keep hips level and keep shoulders broad and neck in alignment with your spine. And this is it, the last one. We add a bend to the front knee, press down through the front foot, and we inhale, flow up to warrior one. Take take your warrior one, however feels good. Try to think about an expansion in your chest. And then you release by bringing hands to touch. Press off back foot to touch the front foot. Take a breath in and out. I want you to draw your awareness into the front body to see how that feels. And you can also notice your hips and legs. All right, let's balance. Let's balance. Now, you might like to know where the ball is. The balance pose I want to warm up is Gentle Warrior 3. Let me show you what I mean by that. You'll step 1 foot back. You'll keep the ball of the foot on the ground. But steady. You're still upright. You'll lift those arms up. And then I'm just going to invite you to tap that toe off the ground. So you might want to know where the wall or the chair is. But it's quite it's not that easy to extend that leg back and get it off the ground. So you might have to tip a little bit forward. And you have to have all of this muscle engagement so you don't fall forward. All right? That's what it looks like. Now let's do it together. Shake it out. Remember, with balance poses, you use everything. So we want to start from a position of ease. We don't want to start already tight. All right, so find your mountain pose. Step your right foot back. You might be on the ball of the back foot or the big toe to minimize. Just feel strong in your legs, especially that front leg. Inhale the arms. Use arms to a position you like. If it's wide, if it's cactus, if it's framing your ears, you choose. And then activate the back leg muscle to lift it off the ground. Might be a toe tap. You might adjust your arms to a T if you're starting to feel wobbly. If you can keep the leg lifted, do so and keep breathing. Otherwise, tapping is building your muscles. Nice. Eventually, we'll all leg up. Beautiful, beautiful effort. When you feel all those muscles acting and contracting, you're working. Shake it out. Any attempt at balancing, even if we don't stay for long, is building muscle and strengthening bones. All right, same thing other side. Mountain pose, feet connect to the earth, spine is upright. Step the left foot back and feel strong in the legs and in the core. Inhale, lift your arms up to your preference. Straight up overhead, Y, goddess, T. You got choices. And then when you're ready, push that back foot off the ground. If it helps you, you might tip slightly forward. Just see what works for you. Hold it as you're able or tap. But keep everything drawn to the midline, strong glutes, strong back, strong core. Eventually we let go, come upright, set down on 2 feet where we're meant to be. And let it all go. What's good for you? Is it releasing side to side, or is it hip circles, or is it marching, the crisscross? You figure out what works for you to help you let go of this squeezing. Because that was just a warm-up. We're going to now go into tree pose. And if you want to know where a support is, if you want to have fingertips on the wall, that's a nice steadiness that just helps us use it or tap away from it. Or you can use a chair, your choice. Right leg is your anchor leg, check. Look down and make sure those toes are pointing forward. If left to my own devices, I stand like a V. It just happened. But we want the stability of the broad base of the foot. So point toes forward, shift your weight to the right foot. Feel this earth element, feet and hips. Be light on the left, draw the knee away from the midline and choose. Choose big toe, ball of the foot, or single leg balance. And know where your support is if you like it. Before we lift arms anywhere, feel the strength and the balance and the stability of legs alone. And then go ahead and lift. 1 arm, 2 arms. Tap or only use 1 fingertip to touch the wall. Think of your chalice. Think of the heart chakra. An expansive, big container that can keep being more and more elastic to hold more and more so that it's harder to tip it over. And eventually we draw to the midline and lower, and put your weight back on 2 legs, and find what you like to do in between to let it go. Maybe it's just the jiggling, the shaking, the lifting of the heels and the bouncing. And everybody's gonna find their own unique way of releasing, and then we'll do the other side. Left foot is your anchor leg. Find this stability, 4 corners of the sole of the foot, big toe mound, little toe mound, inner and outer heel. Feel the broad base of the foot, shift your weight to the left leg, be light on the right, draw the knee away from the midline, and choose what position you take with your single leg balance. Feel your stability before you ever add arms, squeeze to the midline, pull inner thighs together, and then just keep lifting that muscle contraction up your body. Feel the chalice of the lower 3 chakras supporting you to open up through your heart chakra. You decide how much support, a finger tap. And then eventually we all come to the midline and lower and let go, and maybe hip circles. But you choose anything that helps you let go, that helps you soften up, helps you breathe. Good. Let's do a sun salutation. Sun salutations are a beautiful way to bring it all together. Inhale this, exhale that. It combines the openings, the expansions, and the contractions. And an inversion for your head with your forward fold and a big opening for hips. So modify this if you know that you like it different. Feet connect to the earth, mountain pose. Standing at the top of your mat, you might have blocks framing your feet. Inhale, arms out and up. Look up, Urdhva stretch. Exhale, turn your palms away, hinge at the hip crease, and feel you bow. Feel this beautiful long spine. Muscles keep the spine engaged and long. You might add a bend to your knee as you come into your forward fold. Point the crown of the head down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Hands might touch knees, long legs, long spine, long arms. Exhale, forward fold. Hands can touch the blocks as you step the right foot back, straight leg lunge. If you want, you could have your hands on a chair and keep a bit more upright. The back of the chair would be facing you. So feel into this straight leg lunge, power up the back leg, be light on your support, whether it's blocks or the chair, so that your strong legs hold yourself in this asymmetric pose. And then press off back foot to join the front foot. You're in a half forward fold, and we're going to take the left foot back for a straight leg lunge. On an inhale, step the left foot back. You're invited to be on the ball of the back foot, lower hips. You might be light fingertips off the blocks or light hands on the chair to really feel the power of your legs and your hips. And then press off back foot to join the front foot. You're in a half forward fold. And now you have a choice whether you step into downward facing dog or puppy pose, or you use the chair for L pose. So I'm going to demonstrate stepping back to puppy pose. You come onto table, walk hands forward, hips stay over knees. We did this earlier. A beautiful long stretch from the spine. Hands pull, or extended forward, hands pull back. If you choose down dog, just breathe. You're making a triangle with your body. You're pointing the tailbone up towards the ceiling and drawing ribs towards thighs and breathing. And eventually downward dog will join in table, and puppy pose will meet in table. And now we're all going to come down to our bellies. You might choose to come down through full plank. So you get onto the balls of your feet. You might come down through half plank with knees touching. You lower your weight so that you are all the way on the floor. And this time I'm going to invite you to use goddess arms to lift your upper body up. So extend each leg long, Press down through the tops of the feet. Make your arms so goddess poses, the elbows are bent, fingertips point up in the direction of the crown of the head, and then inhale, lift up. It's like half of a locust. So just see how it feels. If you don't like it, you might do traditional cobra with hands framing the heart. Everybody release, let the hands frame the heart and lower your weight. Tuck your toes and inhale, press up to table. From table, we're going to either rise to standing by walking hands to feet and coming into forward fold, or you might put a foot forward and come up through a lunge. So just take your time. Transitions take time. And if you found yourself in a forward fold, you can take a moment to linger there and then press down to the feet. Use your strong legs, use your core, and rise. Lift arms, hands touch. Exhale to your heart. A beautiful collection of poses, and we can modify it in 1,000 ways to make it work for us. Take a breath in, and a beautiful breath out. Lovely. All right. I would like to bring you down to the mat. So, as you make your way down to the mat, we're going to do Navasana to build our core in honor of the third chakra, and then we'll lay down supine. So as you get yourself down to the mat, make sure you have a blanket or something for your Shavasana ready. I like to have these things ready so you don't have to do too much of a transition. If you have the bolster here, then that'll be good. I think I'm going to lower the lights so they're not pounding into your eyes. So as you come down to the mat, I'd like to do one Navasana. To keep building on the core, the body likes repetition. Once the body gets the recipe, then you want to repeat it and just strengthen those muscles. Coming into Navasana, we can do lots of things to build into it. You can have hands on the front of your knees or hands behind your thighs. You begin to angle your spine back, but keep it long, keep shoulders broad as we begin to tap heels off the ground. Even keeping heels up an inch is requiring your core. So just see how it feels, and you might even do the tap of one. You know, if depending on what the state of your core is, we start wherever we are. If you are able to, you might try lifting the shins up. And then you help yourself if you straighten your arms, and they become like a suspension to really support you as you hold the back of your thighs, flex your feet, and challenge your core. Keep breathing here wherever you're at. All right, let's release. Let's release and bend forward and let go. The bending forward tells your core to say stop. Stop working. And now slowly transition to your back. Maybe elbows guide you. When you get there, excuse me, keep your knees bent, arms at your side, palms face up, and relax in constructive rest. If you need a pillow, make your the mat work enjoyable. So if you need a pillow to support a nap, use it. Okay. Did I say make sure you have a strap available? I forgot. But I like to use a strap at the end. So bend your right knee and place the strap on the ball of the right foot, and your arms are long. And I want you to keep a generous bend in the right knee, but push the sole of the right foot up toward the ceiling, and your arms are going long, choking up on the strap. But push your shoulder blades into the earth, and then you got some nice traction. Okay, so right foot presses up, your right knee has a generous bend. You start to really add pressure, tension to press the sole of the foot up, but your hands are pulling the strap down and prohibiting the knee from moving anywhere. This is great The femur is really solidly grounded into the hip crease, and you've got a nice angle of the thigh toward the ribs. That's a good contraction of the hip flexor. Now let's go ahead and release the tension and allow the right leg to extend. And it doesn't have to be straight up towards the ceiling. If your muscles are strong, then you might have to allow it to be at a wider angle, a bit more away from the torso. Just find what works for you, but add tension. One leg at a time. If you can, you might try to draw the foot towards the head, but only if your body cooperates. Then you've got that angle of the thigh towards the torso, which is just good for the hip flexor. All right, let's release the tension, bend the knee, and switch feet. Putting the strap on the ball of the left foot. You're trying to angle the left foot to face the ceiling, but you're still keeping a generous bend in your left knee. And arms are choked up, and it's the same thing. Add pressure, press the feet up toward the ceiling, but your hands are stronger, and they keep an insistence of a bend in the knee. And just see how this feels in your hip and in your spine. Press down level through both back hips. Press down level through both shoulder blades and the back of the head. All right, release the tension and add length to the left leg. See where it feels comfortable. If you can keep it at 90, great. If it needs more space, then you meet your body where it's at. If you can somehow pull the foot and the strap towards your head, that's just going to be a benefit to you with your hip. But we never force. All right, release the tension, bend the left knee, and release the strap. Find yourself in constructive rest. And we're going to do a supine twist with a single leg. So as you're ready, extend your arms out to a T, palms face up. Both knees are bent right now, so straighten the right leg and press the right heel into the ground as you lift the left foot off the ground and pull that left leg across the body to fall over to the right. Your right hand might help hold the outer left knee or left thigh. And you're letting weight just kind of pull you over to one direction. You might look to the left arm, but I'd like the emphasis to be on the lower spine to allow weight to just keep pulling over to the right. And then you can let that go as you let the hand go and set that left foot down. Bend the right knee, lift your hips up and realign your spine, set the hips down, extend your left leg long, press down through the left heel, lift the right foot off the ground, and you might even just reach that left hand to help the right knee pull over to the left. That right hip pops off the ground, your spine is twisting. I hope it feels good. You might look over to the right arm, and you linger here. We're using this as a warm down, so just go to where it feels right for you. And then eventually you let go. Let that right foot come back, touch the ground, bend the left knee, and lift your hips up. Realign your spine. Okay, now let's combine. I'm going to do alternate arm, leg, and then I'll do symmetry, both knees, both legs. So lift both feet off the ground. If you have a desire to pull those bent knees to your chest, go ahead and do that. Feel that Apanasana. And then let knees be above the hips. And take your fingertips to point up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, the right arm will go up overhead, and you're invited to extend the left leg long, left sole of the foot up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, come back to the starting point of bent knees and fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. And then switch. Left arm goes overhead as you extend the right arm right leg. Left arm overhead and right leg. And then release back to where you started. Let's do one more time with opposite arm leg. Right arm, left leg, extend long. And exhale, release to the starting point. And inhale, left arm and right leg. You can flex the foot to add a little bit more work to this. And then exhale back to the starting point. And now we'll do both arms and both legs. Inhale, both arms touch overhead as you lengthen both legs, pushing feet towards the ceiling, flexing feet. And then exhale, arms and legs back to their starting point. This time I'll keep you here. Inhale, arms up overhead, straighten both legs, flex both feet. And maybe you take your arms out to a Y or even to the goddess arms. We're looking at opening in the chest area, space in the muscles of the chest and throat. And you breathe here. If your legs don't like being up here, you can bend them and set them down. And then eventually, let's bring our hands back, point up towards the ceiling, and bend knees, set the feet down and set your elbows down, and then lower your forearms down. You're back in constructive rest. Just allow the breath to flow through you here for a pause. All right, and that's that. We're now transitioning to Shavasana. If there's any last pose your body would like to do, any last movement your body would like to do, like windshield wipers with knees, and it's really listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it needs. And then you begin to set the right conditions for your rest. If you have the bolster, that's really nice for your low back. Listen, I'm going to put this underneath your knees. Listen. Listen. Do you want this bolster?
Oh, thank you.
You're already there deep in Shavasana.
Okay.
Take the time, set the props just the way you love them. And if at any point you need to shift, do whatever is needed for your comfort so that you can rest and breathe with ease. As you hear the sound of the bell, a collection of vibrations, let that sound just wash over you, resonate with all the water in your body. Draw in a deeper breath now and release it. When you're ready to draw in your next nourishing breath in, pull it into fingertips and toes as you invite light movement. You might add in wrists and ankles. Just slowly reanimating the body. You could turn your head one way and slowly go the other way. Eventually, you might allow your body to move in any way it feels good, whether that's a big expansion and a stretch, or curling in and pulling knees to chest, or both. You can take this time to press your props away. Eventually, you know a transition is coming, and you help that transition by bending your knees and rolling your body completely onto its side. Perhaps you pause there. It's nice to just take a moment to acclimate to changing the position and shape of your body. And then when you're ready, you can press off with two hands, lift your spine upright. Take a moment to put a blanket under your hips, so a moment to support you, to get your spine nice and tall. And then as you settle, lift your hands and bring them to touch like two magnets that can't keep apart. Feel and sense you have sealed your renewed, your revived, your refreshed, your restored energy between your palms, and now place it at your heart chakra. The heart chakra is said to be the integrator between the lower three chakras and the upper three chakras. It is said to integrate matter and spirit. The element associated with the heart chakra is the element of air, and think spaciousness. That may this practice have allowed our muscles of our front body, our front chest and throat to open, to allow breath to flow through with more ease. I invite you to call to mind your intention. Take your intention with you and use it, leverage it. Use it to funnel and guide and direct your energy so that you move in the direction of your choosing. I repeat the quote from the beginning of practice. The most valuable possession you can own is an open heart. The most powerful instrument you can be is an instrument of peace. It's Carlos Santana. And now let's end the practice and join our energy with a single chant of Om. Exhale, inhale, Om. All the light in me sees and honors and bows to all the light in each of you. Namaste.